It's not 2026 that will change your financial life. It's not a new year, a fresh start, or some magical reset that suddenly makes you better with money. I'm Kyle, and I need you to hear this clearly. The calendar flipping to January 1st does nothing by itself. What changes your financial life is a decision you make right now, in this moment, that you refuse to negotiate with later. It's the moment you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start acting like the person you need to become, regardless of how you feel or what's happening around you. Most people will enter 2026 hoping things get better while doing the exact same things that kept them stuck in 2025, 2024, and every year before that. You don't have to be most people. What changes everything is not the year, it's you deciding that the pattern ends today and backing that decision with immediate, unglamorous action. What actually changes your financial life is the decision to tell yourself the truth about where you are right now, without sugarcoating it or making excuses. Most people live in financial fog. They think they're doing okay. They guess their debt is around a certain number. They feel like they're not spending that much. That vagueness is the enemy. The moment you sit down and face your real numbers, total debt, total savings, total net worth, actual monthly spending, you cross a line most people never cross. It's uncomfortable. It might be painful, but clarity is the starting point for every real transformation. You can't fix what you won't look at. The decision to stop avoiding your accounts and start measuring your reality is the first true shift. Not next week, not when you feel ready. Right now, today, before you do anything else. What changes your financial life is the decision to take full ownership of your outcomes, not just partial responsibility when it's convenient. Most people operate on a 50-50 blame model. Half the time they admit they made a mistake, and half the time they blame circumstances, the economy, their job, their upbringing, other people. That split keeps you stuck forever because you're only taking action half the time. The shift is this. You decide that 100% of your financial outcomes are your responsibility, even when that feels unfair. Yes, some things are harder for some people. Yes, the system has problems, but waiting for the world to be fair before you take control is a guarantee that nothing changes. The moment you stop pointing fingers and start asking, "What can I control right now?" is the moment real progress becomes possible. What changes your financial life is replacing hope with systems. Hope is what most people rely on. I hope I save this month. I hope I don't overspend. I hope things get better. Hope is not a strategy. Systems are. A system is deciding exactly what happens to every dollar the moment it hits your account, then automating as much of that as possible so it executes whether you're motivated or not. A system is setting up automatic transfers to savings and investments before you can spend it. A system is giving your money assignments and boundaries, so decisions are made once, not every single time temptation shows up. The decision to stop relying on your mood and start relying on structure is what separates people who make temporary progress from people who build lasting wealth. Design the system once, let it run forever. What changes your financial life is the decision to treat every single paycheck like it matters, not just the big months. Most people have a paycheck ritual that looks like this. Money hits the account, relief, pay a few bills, spend on whatever, hope there's something left, repeat. No plan, no intention, no assignment of purpose. The shift is treating every paycheck, whether it's $500 or $5,000, like a strategic operation. You sit down, you assign every dollar a job, you pay your future self first, you fund essentials, you attack debt, you cap fund money, and you execute that plan before anything else. That 30-minute ritual, repeated every single time you get paid, compounds into a completely different financial life within months. It's not the income, it's the discipline of the ritual.
What changes your financial life is deciding that debt is an emergency, not a lifestyle. Most people have normalized debt to the point where it doesn't even register as a crisis anymore. They've been carrying balances for so long that it just feels like how life is. The shift is waking up one day and saying, "This is unacceptable. I'm not spending another year paying interest to live in my past." You pick one debt, the highest interest or the smallest balance, and you declare war on it. You find extra money by cutting leaks, selling stuff, picking up side work, and you send every extra dollar at that target until it's dead. Then you move to the next one. This isn't about perfection, it's about intensity and relentlessness. The decision to treat debt like the emergency it actually is changes your behavior immediately.
What changes your financial life is the decision to build a buffer, no matter how small, so you stop living in constant financial panic mode. Living paycheck to paycheck with zero margin means every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. A flat tire, a broken phone, a medical bill, anything sends you into more debt or chaos. The shift is deciding that you will not spend another year like this. You set a first goal, $500 in cash, then $1,000. You automate small amounts every paycheck until you hit it. That buffer doesn't just give you money, it gives you mental space. It turns emergencies into inconveniences. You stop making terrible financial decisions out of desperation because you actually have options. The decision to prioritize a buffer over lifestyle upgrades is one of the most underrated wealth-building moves you can make. What changes your financial life is the decision to become the kind of person who knows their numbers, not someone who avoids them. There's a version of you that checks accounts weekly, knows exactly how much is in savings, knows the balance on every debt, tracks net worth monthly, and makes decisions from data instead of emotion. That version exists. The only thing stopping you from becoming that person is the decision to start acting like them before you feel like them. You don't wait until you become that person to start the behavior. You start the behavior and the identity follows. This week, you check your accounts. You write down your 3 key numbers: debt, savings, net worth. You do it again next week. Within a month, you've become someone who knows their numbers. That shift alone changes everything. What changes your financial life is the decision to stop funding your lifestyle first and your future last. Most people get paid and immediately start spending on their current life: rent, food, fun, stuff, and if there's anything left, maybe they save it. There never is. The shift is reversing the order: future first, lifestyle second. The moment your paycheck hits, a percentage goes to savings, investments, or extra bet payments before you fund anything discretionary. You're not waiting to see what's left. You're deciding in advance that your future is non-negotiable and your lifestyle adjusts to what remains. That one decision, executed consistently, is the difference between people who build wealth and people who stay stuck no matter how much they earn. What changes your financial life is the decision to treat yourself like a business and start optimizing for profit and growth, not just survival. Most people manage their personal finances like a hobby, reacting to whatever happens, hoping it works out. Wealthy people treat their personal finances like a business. They track revenue and expenses. They look for inefficiencies. They cut what's not working. They reinvest profits. They measure ROI on their time and money. The shift is asking, if I were the CEO of my financial life, what would I cut? What would I grow? And what would I automate? You start reviewing your business monthly. You optimize. You make data-driven decisions. You stop being a passenger and become the operator. What changes your financial life is the decision to surround yourself with people and content that normalize wealth building, not people who normalize being broke. If everyone around you jokes about being broke, carries debt casually, and treats financial discipline like it's extreme or boring, your brain will absorb that as normal. You'll unconsciously conform.
The shift is being intentional about what you consume and who you spend time with. You follow people who are where you want to be. You read books and listen to content that treats wealth building as standard. You might need to distance yourself from voices that mock your goals or pressure you back into old spending patterns. Your environment is either pulling you toward wealth or dragging you toward broke. Choose which. What changes your financial life is the decision to measure progress by net worth, not income. Most people obsess over income. If I just made more, everything would be better. But income without retention is meaningless. You can make 6 figures and be broke. You can make 40K and build wealth. The shift is tracking net worth monthly, assets minus liabilities, and focusing on growing that number consistently. Every financial decision gets filtered through one question: does this increase or decrease my net worth? That lens changes everything. Buying stuff decreases it. Paying off debt increases it. Investing increases it. Saving increases it. When you start optimizing for net worth growth instead of lifestyle inflation, your financial life transforms. It's not 2026 that will change your financial life. It's the decision you make today to stop waiting, stop hoping, and start executing. It's the decision to face your numbers, own your outcomes, build systems, treat every paycheck like it matters, attack debt, build a buffer, know your numbers, pay your future first, optimize like a business, control your environment, and measure net worth. None of these require a new year. They require you, right now, choosing to be different. Pick one decision from this list and act on it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Write it down, execute it. Your financial life doesn't change when the calendar flips. It changes the moment you stop being the person who waits and become the person who acts. That moment is now.